Hi, I'm Alan Bresnik from Light Reading. We're here in New York at our Future of Cable Business Services event, and we're speaking to David Strauss from Broadband Success Partners. Hi, David.
Hey, Alan. How are you?
All right.
Good.
So, David, Broadband Success Partners did a survey for us.
Yes.
You looked at 12 different business services execs around the country, and
Right.
you found some interesting results.
Yeah, no, in a number of areas, Alan.
Okay.
For example, there were some comments about the big picture about business services and what
Right.
are the factors that are going to affect the future of this sector.
Right.
And one thing that was noted is technology is moving at such a rapid clip, and our ability as human beings to handle that and keep up with that and adapt is challenged.
Right.
So that's going to have implications in terms of how the organizations are designed, how products are designed, how products are delivered.
Right.
That's one area. Of course, IoT, big data, some of the things you'd expect we heard back as
Right.
far as big picture comments. Needless to say, from an enterprise perspective, there's a ton of focus, as you well know, and they realize they have to develop a new set of services
Right.
to address the enterprise. They do see great potential with SD-WAN,
Right.
as has been talked about here at your
We've
conference.
heard a lot about that today.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of other areas, customer experience. That has become almost a myopic focus. One of the executives I interviewed basically said, we don't start a meeting, or when we start a meeting, the very first question we ask is, how is this going to affect the customer? Will the customer be happy? Will
Right.
they be satisfied? So I definitely got the impression that that whole area of customer experience is an extreme focus for these companies.
Wow, cable operators caring about the customers.
I know.
Go figure.
What a novel thought.
Right.
Well, it took them a little while, but they're there.
Right.
And in many cases, they have a VP of customer experience.
Right.
So as you well know, and they do look at NPS, but not just NPS.
Right.
I got a variety of opinions around that. One person said, a couple of people said, that's it, NPS.
That's the way to go.
That's the way to go. Someone else said it's way too soft. We need to look at churn rate, we need to look at number of interactions with customer service,
Right.
number of tech calls, those kinds of things. So it's an interesting mix of responses to the whole area of customer satisfaction.
What emerged as the biggest challenges that they see?
I think the biggest challenge is they actually competitively see some of the smaller providers as more serious challenges than maybe you might have imagined. Some of the nimble software-based companies, as
Right.
an example. So that's one set of challenges. I don't know that there's one single challenge, to be honest with
Right.
you, but a number of challenges. Extending the network. I mean, as we've heard this morning, right?
With fiber or
With the
DOCSIS 3.0.
exactly. And the point is, if you have a smaller footprint, how are you going to meet the needs as you move up market,
Right.
right? And SD-WAN, they think, will help because of the connectivity via the internet, right? And getting over some of those old type 2 challenges.
Okay.
But then the challenge of that is, how do you maintain the SLAs?
Right.
Right? So there's no one
one
challenge,
right.
but a number of them.
And what would you say will be the biggest initiatives that they're planning?
I think SD-WAN,
SD-WAN.
certainly, and as we heard, DOCSIS 3.1.
Right.
I mean, DOCSIS, as you well know, is a proven technology, and they feel with 3.1 it's extremely compelling and really can meet some upmarket needs.
Okay.
That was a new theme as well.
What mood would you say people are in? Are they cautiously
Bullish.
Bullish?
Bullish for the most part. I mean, as one of the executives said, I'd rather have our network, I'd rather have our products, I'd rather have our strategy.
Right.
I mean, we continue to hear that they feel the competition is encumbered by their legacy technologies. This is not a new theme.
Right.
And so they're generally very positive, I thought.
Great, glad to hear it. David,
Okay.
thanks for doing the survey.
My pleasure.
All right.